So the first one is probably the most obvious one to everyone, and that has to do with your prices. So raising prices, right? But we want to get a little bit more strategic than just saying go and do a blanket price increase for your customers, right? Normally I would advise my business owners to review pricing strategy annually. Now we are in a position where it should be reviewed monthly, maybe weekly, depending on your industry. We should be looking at our profitability based on the cost of our inputs right now and determining what price do we need to charge, right? Ideally, in order to make the margins that we need to make. And when we do that, we might discover I need a 15% price increase for certain items, right? Or certain customers. Does it make sense for me to have that price increase all happen next month? Or can I stagger it out and sort of incrementally implement this over 3 months, 6 months, right? So those are the things we kind of want to be thinking about.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that sort of incremental price increase. I was on a Zoom meeting reviewing a set of financials with a manufacturing client, and the woman who owns the company, I was seeing this steady erosion of her gross profit margin from 35% down to 29%, but it was like death by 1,000 cuts. So it was like the people were doing that to her. And she said, yeah, I don't really remember any price increases. And I looked back and we started to dive deeper, and it turned out they were increasing prices at like 1 to 2% a month, which 1 to 2% a month doesn't sound like a ton, but it adds, it really compounds on it. And that idea that we should be doing that, right? That we should be incrementally thinking about price increases, not just once a year or once a quarter, but all the time, I think is a great one. What's some other ideas?
Yeah, I also on the prices, I want to say that this is a lot of business owners are hesitant to do this, right? Because it comes at the risk of customer loyalty. But right now is a time where, unless you are living under a rock, everybody is expecting prices to increase, right? You turn on the news, all you hear about is inflation. So it should be a little bit of a softer blow in terms of if you are a business owner and you're nervous about those conversations or making a move like that.
Yeah, I think that's another good point. And I know as a business owner myself, I'm always nervous about losing customers to price. When we're doing a great work and we're doing everything, you don't want to lose them to price. Golly, that seems silly, but it is a good point. Like when you go to buy that steak and it's 30% more, we're kind of expecting that same thing across the board. So good point. Good point.
Yeah.